If you let me, let me come in
seen,
here, Mr. Uboh.
Yeah.
A minute here, please. You say you have always fought corruption and you are a whistleblower. You don't like when you see certain things going wrongly in so many other places, especially in our community. We have to get something straight here because in trying to find out who George Uboh is without talking about your petition, so many other things have come up to the extent that our viewers would love to know if you were ever indicted or investigated or jailed in the United States in 1992. Is it the same George Uboh we have on television?
It is my duty to tell my fellow Nigerians and the whole world at large who George Uboh is. Can you hear me?
Go ahead.
Okay. I was arrested in Atlanta on February 14, 1992, on Valentine's Day. I was charged with conspiracy to import 250 kilograms of heroin. Anybody that knows the criminal, U.S. law, you know that that is a life sentence. I was charged with conspiracy to distribute 10 kilograms of cocaine. And I was charged with conspiracy to, for access device fraud, credit card fraud. Now, during my bond hearing, of course, all the prosecutors were talking about is life sentence, drug charges, heroin. I've never seen heroin in my life. I've seen cocaine socially. Now, I sat in jail. The prosecutor got conviction for credit card fraud and dismissed the heinous charge of conspiracy to import 250 kilograms of heroin and conspiracy to distribute 10 kilograms of cocaine. And I fought the case. Pro se, I had run out of money, became a lawyer in prison. And in 1998, this is the case, Uboh versus Reno. Janet Reno was the Attorney General in US then. I challenge anybody to go online, type in Uboh, UBOH versus Reno, RENO. You will see the decision made by the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals in Atlanta, Georgia. The three-judge panel praised me for my pro se filings because after I filed, the case was heard, oral argument, and it was assigned to a Michael Brown. Michael Brown came to see me in prison. I was at Talladega, Alabama. He said, Mr. Uboh, congratulations. Your case has been, the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals has decided to hear your case, oral argument. You cannot go, of course, you are locked up. But I have read your filings. You did a better job than any lawyer could have done out here. And I discussed the case with him, Bivens, Heck versus Humphrey. He said, wow, you are a walking citation. I said, well, that is all I do in here. And of course, we won the case. And I have a copy of it.
So that we don't take much of your time. We just wanted to clarify
so
or clear the air if we're talking with the same Judge Uboh.
You see the case. You see the case here, so you can Google it. I've won the case. Now that is that.
Now going forward, going forward, I want you to go back to the question Chamberlain asked. Why are you bringing all of this now, knowing full well that you've always had this 2013, there was 2014, but you chose to bring it. We're looking at the timing first.
No. I brought this case in 2013. Are you listening to me?
Go ahead.
Okay. Now, I submitted a petition to the Senate panel yesterday because last year, March 31st, I sent a petition to Goodluck Jonathan, former president, titled, Is EFCC the Economic Crimes Watchdog or a Dog to be Watched? As we speak, I have sent petition to President Buhari, July 15th this year, to DSS, to NSA. I have discussed this matter with so many people. Nobody has heard me. Before I came out with the phrase that EFCC is a country within a country. I know what I'm talking about. EFCC has intimidated anybody and everybody in Nigeria that has the platform to speak against them. Now, let me go quickly to the evidence, because I've disseminated the evidence. The reason I went straight to the over 2 trillion recovered is because I know that Nigerians want to hear the figure. But I have 3 boxes of evidence, and I'm going to disseminate all of them. And if I die today, I have my disciples ready, willing, and able to disseminate.
So first and foremost, let's get this clear before you disseminate. How much exactly are we talking about here?
Very good. Just give me 40 seconds, I'll run it down. In a letter dated December 2nd, 2011, sent to the Chairman House Committee on Drugs, Narcotics, and Financial Crimes from EFCC. EFCC stated, that is the summary of the recoveries from 2004 to 2011, that is 8 financial years. The aggregate Naira recoveries is 1.3 trillion Naira, not including the British pounds, euros, and dollars and all that. Now, that 1.3 trillion. In 2013, EFCC came out with another report from 2003 to 2013. That is 11 financial years. Putting aside the fact that 2003 didn't appear in the first one. Now, this time around, in 2013, the aggregate dollar Naira recovery became 497 billion. Now, why would 8 financial year recoveries be over 800 billion more than 11 financial year recoveries? Simple answer. 2 years later, and these years, of course, are subsumed in the 8 is subsumed in 11. These recoveries, the reason this happened is because these monies have been moved away, and I showed evidence. Now, look at the issue of Tafa Balogun, and the evidence I have, it takes a lot of time. I have forensic accountants that look into all this with me. Tafa Balogun's case, 15 bank balances. You know, they seized the money in Spring Bank that metamorphosed into Enterprise Bank. 15 bank balances, EFCC came up with 2.2 billion. But when you pick up your calculator and calculate, it's actually over 3 billion. Now, how do you know that this is a premeditated fraud?
Yeah, let me ask that.
When the money was moved from Spring Bank to Access Bank, it is that figure that was adulterated that was transferred. So when you pick up the Access Bank statement, you have 2.2 billion.
Okay.
So if you don't know if you don't know your onions, you wouldn't know that if you really go to the Spring Bank balances, it's actually over 3 billion.
We'll look at
they kept 779 million by committing this fraud.